So Nick and I are having this wonderful time, and he's telling me these really hilarious stories about his grandfather. And if anyone knows Nick's grandfather, Charles, he is the best. He is the sweetest old man.
I love him.
And he used to work at the movie theaters. And so Nick and I are just chatting about like funny stories with him because he's hilarious. Like one time I was at Nick's house and he walks into the room and he's wearing a pair of my sweatpants. Like Framingham lacrosse. And I like nudge Nick and I go, are those my pants? He's like,
and then also once you walked in and he wasn't supposed to be drinking a strawberry milkshake and he was like full blown hide it from you.
Yeah, and I of course like accidentally tattled on him. But
accidentally, you were like, he's drinking a milkshake.
No, I walked up and was talking to Nick's sister and she heard him say that. Don't tell Mackenzie. And I was like, what? So we're talking just like telling funny stories. Like the pants one was so funny. And Nick was like, oh my God. I'm like, I forgot I had those. Like I must have worn them to Nick's house one day, like when he was still living at home and left them there. And they somehow made it into Charles' laundry.
That's so funny to me.
So funny. I was like, you can keep them. So Nick's like, did I ever tell you the story about my 12th birthday? And I was like, no, tell me the story. And he's like, so we would go to the movies all the time because both Nick's grandparents worked there together. So cute. Couple vibes. Like adorable. After they both retired, they worked at the movie theaters together and like carpool to work. So freaking adorable.
My heart.
I know. Rest in peace, Gene. So now it's Charlie was still working there. And so it's Nick's 12th birthday. So he brings Cronin. Yep. And then I think TJ as well.
Not Joe?
I don't think Joe was invited.
Wow, Joe.
It was just like two friends. It was just two friends. So they sit down and like, obviously they're there and they didn't expect to see Charlie or anything, but he's like, so he walks into a full movie theater. Charlie does, Nick's grandfather. Walks in while the previews are playing and he goes, attention everybody. And Nick, Crone, and TJ are like, isn't that your grandfather? And he's like, yeah, it is. He goes, attention everybody. I'm going to sing you guys a song.
No.
Proceeds to sing an entire song for everyone. Takes his hat off and walks around with it to get donations.
No way.
Wait, did he sing Happy Birthday or was it just some random song?
He just sang a song, just a random song. Oh my God. Then like collected donations. Like, and Nick texts Crone yesterday and goes, remember that time my grandpa sang a song at Spider-Man when we were in middle school? Crone goes, yes, he passed the hat around. Like, tell me that is not the most incredible.
That it? So here's what I'm thinking. Most guys our age, I can't ever see evolving into grandparents like that.
Well, no. Because
you know what I mean?
I mean,
like Hurley, would you do that as an old man?
Absolutely not.
No.
I don't like the attention.
Oh,
I thought you were going to say that he sang Happy Birthday to him in front of the movie theater.
That's what I thought. Where I thought Nick was going with the story. I'm not even sure if Charlie knew they were in the theater. Like, I'm not even sure if he knew that was the one Nick was in.
He does that before every movie.
But, well,
that's how he gets paid.
I said, Nick, do you think that's like what he did a lot? He's like, I'm sure he did it multiple times. I'm like,
oh my God.
Maybe that was his job at the movie theater.
It might have been his gig. I don't know.
That's
but like,
hilarious.
It is the sweetest thing though, because Charlie's such a sweet man. And it was just like, all right, y'all.
Took his hat off, passing
it around. And I texted Nick to make sure I could tell that story before this. But like,
that's so funny.
Gold. Absolute gold. Like, incredible story. Like, best story ever. And Nick and I are like cackling in the restaurant. Like, people are looking at us and I'm like picturing him doing this.
I'm picturing Charlie just not having any clue that Nick is in there. And
well, I'm like, maybe, I don't think he did though, because he probably would have sang Happy Birthday.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he probably would have.
That's so funny. He is the most active grandfather on Instagram and Facebook Live. And
he goes live all the time to talk about his wife, Jean, and who passed away a couple years ago. And he is so in love with her. and
How
talks
sweet
about
is
how
that?
much he loves her all the time. It's the sweetest thing. But he also just, like, he had a couple of health issues not too long ago, and he'll go live from the hospital, be like, hello, everybody.
Wow.
I'm doing awesome. And you can comment. He's a movie buff and, like, loves sports, so he'll go live to talk about sports and movies.
How funny. I love that.
Salt of the earth, bestie vibes. I love him so much.
Look, we need to get him on the pod.
He would be the most interesting guest. I could FaceTime him right now, probably.